We training 2 times, morning and evening. Yeah, every day we speak. Hey, listen, you know, I know, Anthony, this is champion.
Fuck me, this boy looks on fire at this stage, and he's nowhere near the finished article. He enjoys it. He enjoys this position in life that he's at because he enjoys still fighting, which makes him a dangerous champion.
Breaking news in the heavyweight world, and this one has certainly grabbed attention. Itauma confronting Anthony Joshua at an airport over his choice of opponent has created another layer of drama around Joshua's comeback. But when you look at the bigger picture, it is hard not to question whether this confrontation was really about boxing, or simply about forcing its way into the spotlight. Anthony Joshua has earned the right to decide how he wants to rebuild his career. After everything he has experienced throughout his championship run, from devastating defeats to injury.
Anthony Joshua, he's supposed to say something and he's not going to come on camera and say, I'm not going to fight this person. So I hear it, like, he has to say something. Obviously, that's not for my ears. Like, when he's talking to the media, he's talking to you guys. But if he's talking to me, he probably won't say the same thing, you know? I don't know, usually I have to ask some questions sometimes and he has to answer them in the same enthusiasm usually I put in. So, but he's not going to come on camera and say, no.
Criticism and years of pressure, Joshua knows better than anyone that every fight has to serve a purpose. His current matchup with Kristian Prenga is part of that plan, and publicly challenging him over it does not suddenly make the fight choice a mistake.
You're gonna fight Moses. Another opportunity. Will I? Of course. Let me get these two out of the way. And 100%, yeah, man. Why not, bro? Let's go. This is what so many great opportunities still presenting themselves in every division.
Itauma appeared to be putting Joshua on the spot, almost suggesting that Joshua was hiding behind cameras or avoiding a serious challenge. But Joshua's response told a very different story. There was no obvious sign of fear or hesitation. Instead,
you know, I think when you're getting poked like that in a face-to-face, you know, after a while the temper goes, and it's good. You know, I think it's going to be that kind of fight.
Joshua made it clear that he is willing to fight Itauma once his current commitments are handled. That is an important distinction. Joshua is not saying no. He is saying, not right now. There is a massive difference between avoiding a fighter and simply following.
Honestly, I don't care. I don't care. Whether he's game or whether he's not game, like, it doesn't make a difference because I'm only worried about what I'm
a planned career path. Joshua has a fight in front of him, and his responsibility is to prepare for the opponent standing across the ring rather than allowing another fighter to dictate his schedule through confrontation and pressure. Eddie Hearn's description of the atmosphere, with chairs.
Yeah, I was just going through the motion. He's serious about it, you know, so I liked it.
Yeah, like his energy was like very calming throughout the week.
Yes, it was.
Nearly flying and tempers boiling over only adds to the chaos surrounding this situation. Yet throughout all the noise, Joshua has continued to present himself as the calmer and more professional figure. That matters. Boxing is filled with fight.
The boy looks on fire. The boy's dangerous. You know, when you look at his social media and he's jumping, he's moving, you think that boy's speeding that up. He ain't that strong. That's what I used to think of.
Fighters trying to get attention, create headlines, and force their way into bigger opportunities. Sometimes that approach works, but eventually, the talking has to stop and the performances have to begin. And right now,
once he's in camp, he's training 3 times a day with Usyk, and that's his bread and butter. That gives him purpose. So I think he probably asked himself a lot of questions, but like he said in there, boxing is his purpose, and he loves it.
Joshua appears far more interested in the second option. Even the dismissive reaction from Itauma following the chaos only adds another layer to the story. Whatever happened away from the ring, Joshua has largely stayed focused on his own preparation, while others are generating headlines through.
A lot of problems, but that's high-level competition. I won't kind of go over everything that I've been studying about him, but let's just say he's got a good mindset. He's spoken a lot, so you know where his head's at. He's game in it, and that'll be good enough for me. That's good enough to bring the
confrontations. Joshua is concentrating on training, studying his opponent, and building himself back toward championship-level form. Roy Jones Jr. has also highlighted the importance of maintaining calm energy during fight week. That philosophy stands in sharp contrast
because Joshua's on the 25th as well, isn't he? So that's right, Joshua will fight
to the drama surrounding this build-up. The best version of Joshua is not necessarily the loudest version. It is the disciplined, calculated, technically sharp version who walks into the ring with a clear plan and executes it. And according to Johnny Nelson, that is exactly what fans are seeing. Nelson has spoken.
Will be like the Super Bowl, you know, and standing there facing AJ, especially when he takes the glasses off. He's an intimidating fella. He's a big fella. He's a lump, you know what I mean? And I think the reality will probably dawn on him there. He's standing next to Eddie and face to face with Anthony Joshua, taking the glasses off, and I think he's probably, you know, every right to be nervous as one would, but it'll dawn on him again on fight night, I think, and once the occasion. Sometimes the occasion beats men and not necessarily just...
Spoken positively about Joshua's current form, suggesting that the former heavyweight champion looks genuinely dangerous right now. If that assessment proves accurate, then the most important story is not what happened at an airport. It is what Joshua is doing inside the gym. Training multiple...
So Dave, given that you're here, tell me about your thoughts on the Joshua Prenga fight.
So I would think it's probably a safe match for Joshua. The training camp is what he needs more than the fight. He's got a lot of experience. I don't think he needs necessarily more fights, but I think Joshua wins inside 2.
I agree. I think this fight's going to be over pretty quickly and pretty brutally. Prenga, while he can punch, I don't think he has very much going forward. He's going to be going backwards, and I just think AJ lands pretty quickly and it ends even quicker.
Times a day, staying disciplined, studying opponents, working on technique, building strength and conditioning. That is how careers are rebuilt. Joshua understands that the Kristian Prenga fight cannot simply be treated as another appearance. It is an opportunity to dip.
This man. Well, as I said, my focus is improving my skills, improving my ability. We're going to do some really good sparring, and I'm going to, obviously boxing, especially heavyweight boxing, I'm going to show my class. That's number one. Your skill, your boxing IQ is primary, and then secondary is, as he said, I'm going to punch with bad intentions, and I'm going to bite down on my gum shield and plant my feet into that ring canvas and turn my hips, and I'm going to hit him hard and see if he can survive my power shots as well.
This is what I wanted to see. I wanted to see these two size each other up, because Kristian Prenga's a big lump as well. AJ's always big. He's always looking ripped and shredded.
Demonstrate that he is still improving, and that the setbacks of the past have not taken away his ability to perform at the highest level. Gareth A. Davies has also pointed toward how neatly the schedule is coming together. From Joshua's immediate opponent to the bigger ambitions surrounding his comeback, there appears to be a clear roadmap. Instead of jumping at every opportunity placed in front of him, Joshua and his team seem determined to follow a structured plan. And that is where the difference becomes obvious. Some fighters chase the biggest name available immediately. Others build carefully toward the biggest possible moment. Joshua appears to be choosing the second route.
Prenga, yeah. I can't think I'm not sure if it was Eddie or Matchmaker or someone, but I said, I was looking through a box set for guys I could box for the Sheffield show. Before Matmadov was mentioned, I was sending some guys over, like, you know, unbeaten guys, and I remember sending Prenga over to someone. I said, "Oh, do you think about Prenga?" But no, got Matmadov instead.
What do you think of Anthony Joshua fighting him?
Well, there's reasons why. He's been out for a long time. I don't count the Jake. The Jake Paul was like an exhibition, really. He hasn't boxed since Dubois, nearly 2 years out. You know, he's not had the easiest of times, and he deserves an easy one. He carried British boxing on his back for fucking 10 years, to be fair to him. He's been amazing, so I don't begrudge him an easy one. I don't think it's a bad, I think it's a bad fight, but I certainly don't begrudge him, you know, this fight coming back with you know, the last couple of years that he's been out, and, you know, obviously a lot of, you know, stuff going off, and I certainly don't begrudge him this fight now.
Yeah, because obviously with the car crash as well, you almost have to see if he's mentally prepared to be in the ring with someone like Tyson Fury. I think it's a fair fight for him.
You know, Anthony Joshua, I was a sparring partner 14 years ago, or sparring partner for a couple of years. He won't be in the ring unless he's 100%. That's one thing about him. He's a consummate pro. He only way he gets in the ring is if he's 100%. So that's one thing you can always say about him. He'll be at his best.
Paul Smith's comments about Joshua's presence also underline another important factor. There is something intimidating about standing across from a former unified heavyweight champion who has experienced the biggest nights in boxing. Kristian Prenga may believe he has the ability to shock the world, and that confidence is exactly what makes boxing fascinating. But walking into a ring with Joshua brings an enormous psychological challenge. Tony Bellew and Dave Allen have both expressed confidence in Joshua's ability to produce a fast and damaging performance. Whether that prediction comes true remains to be seen, but the confidence...
I just know what AJ's going to do. If we keep this confidence, if we can go in there and put a great performance together on July 25th, we go into that Tyson Fury fight with so much momentum.
Surrounding Joshua's camp is impossible to ignore. More importantly, Joshua himself appears to be talking like a fighter who is locked into the fundamentals: footwork, timing, power, technique, positioning. Not social media arguments, not airport confrontations, not unnecessary distractions, just boxing. Dave Allen's perspective carries particular weight because he has known Joshua for years and has experienced his professionalism firsthand as a sparring partner. Allen has repeatedly emphasized how seriously Joshua approaches his preparation and how much he has endured throughout his career. That history is important. Joshua has carried enormous expectations for more than a decade. He has dealt with victories, defeats, injuries, criticism, personal struggles, and...
You know, when I was taking my notes, when I was watching you, one of the things I said, I swear to God, I said, I want you to show me no respect. And this is perfect for me, so thank you. I want you to come in the ring and give me no respect and try and do what you think you can do best, because across the ring is someone who will be doing the exact same.
I'm gonna do my best, my brother.
Good luck.
I promise you.
Good luck.
The pressure that comes with being one of Britain's biggest boxing stars. So when critics question his choice of opponent, Joshua's team can reasonably argue that they understand his career better than outsiders do. Eddie Hearn certainly sounds confident that this fight can help Joshua build momentum before the much bigger Tyson Fury showdown. And that is the ultimate objective. This is not necessarily about Kristian Prenga being the final destination. It is about Joshua arriving at the next major chapter with confidence, sharpness, and momentum. The bigger picture is clear. Joshua wants to rebuild his position at the top of the heavyweight division. A strong performance here strengthens that argument. A dominant victory silences critics who believe his comeback strategy is too cautious. And eventually, the goal is to reach the enormous showdown fans have been demanding.
Too big to run the risk. And I really think Joshua's team made a miscalculation here in lining up Prenga, a relatively unknown heavyweight, admittedly, a guy who has not been on the world stage, but a guy who's got a tough right hand, a guy who's durable, who can hang in there, and he's going to steal the thunder that night and shock the world.
Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury. But first, business has to be handled. There is also an interesting element of mutual respect beneath all the aggression. True fighters can exchange harsh words, challenge one another, and still understand the danger that comes with stepping inside the ring. That is what makes boxing different. Once the bell rings, all the talking disappears. Kristian Prenga's team will naturally believe their fighter has what it takes to upset Joshua. Every serious camp has to believe that. Confidence is part of preparation. Calling Joshua's strategy a miscalculation is exactly the kind of message you would expect from an underdog camp trying to convince the world that an upset is possible. But Joshua has faced experienced opponents, powerful punchers, former champions, and elite-level competition throughout his career. He knows what pressure feels like. He knows what a major fight demands. And Spencer Oliver's assessment that Joshua looks better than he has in a long time is perhaps...
He's a proper athlete, and I've seen him box. He's got good feet movement, but he's a little bit top still. And what I mean by that is he just moves like that as the legs go. There's no flowing, natural body movement with the legs. You know, things like this, I'm sure his team spotted it, but things like this he can improve on. And I think once he does that, he'll be able to take the punches a lot better as well. Because when you're a little bit stiff and them shots are coming, this is the heavyweight division, and trust me, I take the pads, I've padded them all over the years. Any heavyweight can bang. Make the wrong mistake, or you're a little bit tense, and you haven't got that rubber ball-like syndrome, you're getting going one way.
The statement that deserves the most attention. If Joshua is genuinely sharp, mentally focused, physically prepared, and following a clear plan, then the airport confrontation becomes nothing more than a sideshow. That is ultimately what this entire situation comes down to. Moses Itauma may have wanted attention, but Anthony Joshua does not need to chase it. His career, his championships, and his performances have already created his platform. Now he has another opportunity to prove that the comeback is real. If Joshua defeats Kristian Prenga convincingly, the critics will have fewer arguments. The momentum will grow. The Fury showdown will become even more compelling. And Joshua can continue marching toward his ultimate goal of returning to heavyweight championship glory. But if Prenga somehow produces the upset, everything changes instantly. That is the risk of boxing. No matter how confident the experts sound, no matter how impressive training footage looks, no matter how strong the predictions become, the ring is the only place where the truth is revealed. So the question now is simple. Was Moses Itauma crossing the line by confronting Anthony Joshua at the airport? Or was he simply making sure nobody forgot his name? And more importantly, can Anthony Joshua prove that his carefully planned comeback is exactly what he needs to return to the top? One thing is certain, the talking has already started. Now Joshua has the chance to let his fists do the talking. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Moses Itauma went too far by confronting Joshua? Or do you understand why he wanted to force the issue? And do you believe Anthony Joshua is making the right decision by focusing on Kristian Prenga before pursuing the biggest fights? Hit that like button if you are backing Joshua. Subscribe for more heavyweight boxing news. And stay locked in because this comeback story is only getting started.